I probably communicate with him at least 5 times a week because it's so relevant. This time, though, it's personal. He started sending me photographs of this gorgeous, Jesus, little angel, this 5-year-old girl. And I posted one of them. I blocked out her face because we didn't have permission yet. And now her guardians say it's cool, and I'll post some more pictures. And she's going to be, they're trying to deport her. She's 5 years old, for God's sakes. Deport her alone to Haiti. Yeah. Why not throw her in the river without a life jacket? Why not just do that? So I posted this, and before I get to him, I want to see some of the hate-filled comments that you idiots put up. Why don't you take her in? Listen, Jagoff. There's an American family that would adopt her tomorrow, Jagoff. Isn't she here illegally? Yeah, Jagoff. She's 5 years old. I tell you, man, sometimes, man, I give up on these morons. I don't give a crap how the hell she got here. I just don't. She's 5 friggin' years old, man. I'll tell you right now, if someone said to me, look, if you take her into your house and take care of her, she can stay in America. I'm like, sign me up, man. Here's my address. My wife would say the same damn thing. I'm so offended by the anger over this is ruining your day that they're trying to keep oh my God, get rid of the 5-year-old. I tell you what, it's social media, and that's how I handle some of this ignorance. But I tell you what, man, I want to choke some people who don't have compassion for a friggin' 5-year-old girl. Anyway, I exhaled. Joseph Patrick Murphy is with us. You know what I'm saying, though, brother? This one, man, this one's personal when you start jacking with a 5-year-old girl, right? Right?
It is. It's kind of sick. And even further, these comments, they actually make the anti-immigrant sentiment look pretty unhinged. If you can look at that little girl and say, I hate this thing because it's an immigrant, buddy, you ought to have your head examined. This is a child.
She's
effectively
5.
An infant. One correction, she's not from Haiti.
Oh, she isn't?
No, she's from Honduras.
Oh, wow.
So she's a Latina, not a Haitian. But
they want to deport her where? Where do they want to send her?
Right back to where she came from, just like they want to do with everybody else, I suppose. The thing about this case, This is a new law. This is a new law that came out 142 days ago. A case came out, Pinzon Rosso, reinterpreted. Congressional intent was that these children that get into this country, abandoned children at serious risk for persecution, if they have someone taking guardianship over them, that they should be able to apply for green cards because they need those things to do things like go to the police and say someone's been hurting me. The point of this isn't such a nice thing at all. It's to protect these kids. And they are children. We wouldn't say this person was able to commit a crime. She's 5. She doesn't, aiming that kind of hatred at a child, again, I understand people are sick of the immigrants. I get it. But this is a little kid, cute little kid.
Come on.
Who didn't do anything to anybody.
Come on, man.
As far as paying for her, you're not paying for her. The host family's paying for her. Handsomely, I might add. They paid me to get guardianship over this child, to do court hearings for her, and advocate for her. And again, the only reason this is a problem at all is because of a bizarre change in case law that came out of immigration courts that is frustrating congressional intent that people like this should be protected.
Hey, so her parents are out of the picture. She really doesn't have parents ostensibly, right? Right?
Right. This is a young couple. Mom was pregnant. Dad took off to the United States. Mom followed him up here when the baby was born, left the baby with him. These are teenagers. Dad, on and off, did things that qualify as abuse or neglect, drugs. Yes. So it's an ugly situation. It's a very nice story that this wonderful American family in the best tradition of American charity and hospitality took care of this kid and spent all this money. And now the law changes after the fact. Okay. This was someone brought in the country as a toddler.
Hey, does she call them mom and dad?
She does.
Oh,
She does. And she gets very confused if you call them anything else. So, we have a real opportunity here for this young lady, young girl, that what she went through maybe will be forgotten as a bad dream or not,
So hold
depending
on.
upon.
But bottom line is they want to send her back to Honduras by herself, in essence, the law, right?
Well, they can't send her with the parents. They don't have deport orders. We don't even know where they are. They would presumably take her into some sort of orphanage or whatever they have in the home country.
No.
Right. After what she's been through, really not heaven and hell and then heaven, this is a really unfortunate and terrible outcome. Not what Congress intended. It's a perversion of our immigration law, and it's only been going on for 142 days now. We'd like to see that change back. But in the meantime, we're doing everything we can to keep her here and potentially find another different way for her to get a green card.
Hey, my man, does she... You've been around her. I can tell just by your demeanor and the pictures you're sending. This has affected you personally, I can tell. Right?
It has.
Yeah,
it has.
Okay.
Look, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been doing a lot of it. It's pretty rare that I get personal. I mean, you care about your cases. You want to win. You've got a reputation and a job. But it's different when this kid's sitting on your lap and you're talking to a federal judge.
Jesus. Hey, my man, you said something. I'm an idiot about this stuff, and that's why I love you. I said, if mom and dad, if the folks here adopt her, she's cool, but that's not true, right?
Right. That won't solve her problem. The illegal entry is, in a lot of ways, the original sin of immigration. The law treats you as, although you're actually, here in the country, the law treats you as not here because you've never been admitted by the law. Wow. So in order to solve that problem, and this is true for millions of people who came in under the Biden administration, they're ultimately going to have to find some program that forgives an illegal entry. And that's the program she's in. That they're telling her isn't protecting her, or go home, get a visa, and come back, so to speak. The problem is once you've entered the country illegally, you can't be let back in. So it requires a whole bunch of steps getting a forgiveness for the illegal.
Okay, I'm going to take a break. I get these notes from people I'd like to drive their house and punch them. I'm serious. I just would, man. She's 5, man. Screw you, Matt. This guy, this jagoff. We have Joseph Patrick Murphy back. Blame Biden for allowing the parents of that kid to stroll across the border in the first place. If we deport her and she ends up on the streets of her home country, that seems like a decent disincentive for that behavior in the future. I'd like to send your ass there, Matt. You'd last about 30 seconds. It's that hate, Joseph Patrick Murphy, that makes me nauseous. It's got to make you nauseous too, right?
Well, I mean, people can have hate.
Huh?
The law, I once said that the law is the minimum amount of love we'll expect from each other. And we have foreigners in this country. We have a legal system about what that is. And now you're changing the rules after the fact. I've often said, if I was a traffic lawyer, I wouldn't argue about what the speed limit is. I'd argue about whether my client violated it.
Right.
Here in immigration, I increasingly find myself in a situation where they've changed the speed limit after my clients have already run down the road.
Nice.
This is not fair. Okay. You guys are going to take your anger at immigrants and you're going to throw out logic and reason and your heart and you're going to regret it.
Damn straight. My man, I say this and I mean it.
Yep.
If this is a friggin' golden retriever puppy, they'd raise $1 million to save this damn dog. Morons. Is there a way to save this? By the way, what is her name? What is her name?
Fernanda.
Does she speak English fluent?
Yeah, Fernanda's pretty good. I mean, she's grown up mostly here.
And the family, are they from Pittsburgh that wants her?
Yeah, nice family from Pittsburgh. They happen to speak Spanish, too. Over the years, they were helping this poor dad who had this kid, and there were people that would see the situation this little girl was left in. They were always calling these Americans, and finally the Americans talked to the parents, who were very young and potentially unable to care for this child themselves, and said, look, we'd like to do a guardianship. We don't want to take your kid away from you, but we want to, while you're working through your situation, why don't you let her live with us? The guardianship enables them to do things like hire a lawyer, try and get her a green card, and take care for this child. But it's a terrible situation.
Didn't they give you a window of time, brother, to work on this?
I've got a month to do another brief. There's going to be some other things that we're doing for Fernanda. It's close, maybe, I know that you have some political juice.
Yeah, I
Marty,
was going to
once in a
ask
while.
you. Patrick actually suggested this. Well, I love him. Dave McCormick's people have interest, and so does Deluzio. Why don't we get them involved? They
I
have
would love it
hearts.
if you get.
Huh?
Yes, they do.
Both of them,
Yes,
actually.
they do.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, Marty, this is the same procedural nightmare that our old friend Luis got caught in.
Oh, wow.
And he was, they ended up making him take a deport order.
Yeah, he's self-deported.
He did not. We appealed that. He was 49 days from visa eligibility. We appealed it, and his number came up actually sooner. It was like 32 days later. So we filed a motion to send this whole thing back to the judge because Judge, you said deport him. He doesn't have a visa available. He does now. So we're going to ask her to reconsider that ruling, and I think we'll get it.
Where is he? Did he leave?
No, he's still here.
You're kidding.
Well, that deport order is not final. We appealed it, so he's allowed to stay until that's final.
But the guy from Oakmont Bakery, he did leave, right?
He did. There a lot of money was raised for him.
Yep.
And you're going to see a lot of this. It's rule changes like this that really put the screws to people that followed the law. Yeah. Fernanda followed the law. Maybe her parents broke it, but certainly her guardians followed the law. And Fernanda, for her part, was brought into this country at an age before was capable of speaking or even knowing what country she was in or that there were countries.
Is she capable enough? Does she know? Is she afraid that she could get sent back to a dangerous place? Does she know?
Yes.
Oh, she does.
That's the worst part about it.
Oh, I see.
And we do what we can with toys and things. But yesterday we sent her out of the room into the other room because we were talking about grown-up stuff. And that's very hard on a little girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mentioned this, that she's 5 and that. So let's say they get custody. It doesn't mean anything. If she gets deported, she could still get deported. You have to fight for her to get what, a green card? What?
Yeah, you have to have a green card. It's a green card or become a citizen or have some other way of staying here. One of the things we thought about for her because of the abuse she suffered and the failure of the home country to protect her, it looks like this abuse from the case record was also going on in Honduras. Yeah. One of the things we thought about for her was an asylum claim. And that's really what the judge gave me 30 days to ponder here, and that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah.
Mom and dad live in the city?
I don't know where her actual mom and dad are.
No, I'm sorry, the foster parents. Yeah.
They're in the greater Pittsburgh region, yes.
Are they afraid?
Of course they are. This is a beautiful little girl that has, become part of their family, calls them mom and dad. They've come to every court hearing, both of them, taken time off work, paid me at my usual less than reasonable fees. It's tough.
My man. I love you, man. We've become friends, and you give a damn. You've learned by now that, I don't take a side. I take the truth. And
well, the world, you can't. I mean, I get it. I'm not going to argue that people should be happy about all the crazy migration that went off. Right. It's been rough, and it's been a real strain on the system and even my office. But you still have to have a heart. You still have to reason. Once you throw reason out the window, you got a bigger problem. My thought on it.
I don't. I'm not letting go on this one. I will call.
Well, I was hoping you might be able to help us with this. Get some public, get the public involved.
Well, hell with them. If they don't care. I don't care about them.
Well, you're hearing from them. You're hearing from the malcontents. I'm sure there are people out there watching the show and listening.
Yeah, they hate me until they need me, and then they're begging me for help. I love it. Hey, I am going to reach out to McCormick myself. I'm going to call him after the show and Deluzio. And get because they both give a damn. And Fetterman, by the way. One of my boys just ran into Fetterman at a Walmart, which I love. A Walmart in Greensburg. Friggin' Fetterman. Gotta love it.
Man of the people.
All right, my man. Hey, Patrick raises this. Is it fair to blame the current administration? Huh.
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, you let all these people in. You create a situation, I can't see who's at fault. If the public voted for this, Mr. Trump said, this is what I'm offering, and people bought that. That's what they want. So he say it's his fault. This is the will of the people. I get it. I don't think the will of the people on balance comes down to throwing this little kid out But it probably does come down to throwing lots of people out. We see that. Changing the rules after the fact, I don't know that we really want to do that, but that's what they're doing.
All right, man. I'm on it, brother. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, Marty. Thank you, and thank you on behalf of the family.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, a fine Irishman, fighting for this beautiful 5-year-old girl who is now afraid that she could die if she's deported, and she could.